mal gesagt, Mensch, komm, ich springe einfach mal ganz kurz ein. Die einen von euch, die kennen mich bestimmt schon, weil ich hier seit Jahren bereits rumspringe. Andere vielleicht auch aus dem Fernsehen. Ich bin Paris Macher bei RTL. Das Magazin Kino in Paris bei RTL ist jeden Donnerstag und ansonsten auch noch einige andere schönere Horrorgeschichten. Und ich selber bin seit meiner Kindheit eigentlich schon Science-Fiction-Fan. Das ist meine 17. FedCon. Und ich bin sicher, dass viele von euch genauso gerne hier sind wie ich. Und deswegen wollt ihr wahrscheinlich auch, dass es noch weitergeht, dass es eben nicht nur die FedCon 22 gibt, sondern auch die FedCon 44. Deswegen ist es halt wichtig, auch die Sponsoren zu erwähnen, weil die Sponsoren eben wichtig sind, um diese Veranstaltung dann eben auch so groß zu machen, wie sie jetzt ist, dass wirklich mehr als 20 Hollywood-Stars hier sind. Deswegen bitte ganz kurz eure Aufmerksamkeit für die Sponsoren. Ich fände es total klasse, wenn ihr auch nachher mal an den Sponsorstellen vorbeigehen würdet. Es gibt immer was Nettes zu sehen, es gibt immer was Leckeres zum Essen. Ihr habt ja gerade schon gesehen, die beiden Fisherman's Friend Girls. Es gibt natürlich noch viel mehr, es gibt da was zu gewinnen, es gibt tolle Preise. Hauptsponsor ist natürlich Airport Düsseldorf. Würde ich mich sehr freuen, wenn ihr da auf jeden Fall mal vorbeigehen würdet, Hallo sagen, euch was zum Naschen abholen, bei den Gewinnspielen mitmachen. Ihr könnt auf jeden Fall was Schönes gewinnen. Und Gerhard Reible müsste auch hier sein, würde ich auch gerne mal kurz nach vorne bitten, wenn er da ist. Das ist nämlich der Mann, der immer diese ganzen schönen, sag ich mal, günstigen Pakete schnürt, wo man für 20 € eine ganze Tasche bekommt. Gerhard, bist du da? Ist nicht da, dann eben Gerhards Namen. Guckt gerne mal vorbei. Er wird auf jeden Fall hier einige Aktionen machen auf der Con. Und natürlich ist er auf dem Paramann-Stand aufgetreten. Da ist er! Applaus für Gerhard Reible, bitte!
Ich bin im Cockpit hier. Verraten. Geht's euch gut? Ist alles schön? Ja, für uns auch. Für uns ist auch schön, seit gestern Abend können wir ja alle endlich auch, ein paar haben wir ja schon vorher gesehen, unseren neuen Star Trek-Film Into Darkness. Es wird dunkel. Ich spoilere nicht jetzt, ja, falls der eine oder andere ihn noch sehen möchte. Wir haben in den FedCon-Taschen für das UCI hier in Düsseldorf während dem FedCon-Wochenende einen Gutschein für 2 €. Das ist so vielleicht der 3D-Zuschlag, den ihr dann nicht bezahlen müsst. Wir können ihn leider nicht auf der Convention selber zeigen. Da gibt es so Approval-Geschichten, die von Amerika und wieder zurück und hin und her und dann war die Zeit so kurz. Deswegen haben wir gedacht, wir haben ein paar nette Szenen heute Abend dabei. Ja, und ansonsten freue ich mich dann auf die Opening Ceremony und ich übergebe wieder an unser PR zum ersten Mal hier. Nochmal herzlichen Dank, dass du das hier mal, ihr wisst, Brigitte, Frank und Travis. Ich freue mich. Schön. Have fun. Danke.
Eine große Freude. Guckt nach dem Paramount-Stand vorbei, es lohnt sich auf jeden Fall. Dann weitere Sponsor natürlich 20th Century Fox, das Filmstudio, was euch Stargate SG-1 und Stargate Atlantis und Stargate Universe gebracht hat. Da gibt es auf jeden Fall auch ein 3D-Kino wieder dieses Jahr, und zwar im Raum Mallorca Aachen. Guckt auf jeden Fall mal vorbei. Dann natürlich Zeit Channel, immer dabei, immer gerne gesehen. Fisherman's Friend, heute also dieses Mal der Hauptsponsor auf der Convention. Koch Media ist mit dabei, die Panini Comics und da haben wir sogar noch einen kleinen Überraschungsgast von Panini, den werde ich gleich noch ankündigen und natürlich auch spezieller Dank an Folgenreich. Kooperation haben wir mit dem Film-Echo und der Filmwoche, dem Abenteuer Medienverlag. Könnt ihr auch gerne noch vorbeigucken, gibt es viele, viele schöne Sachen zu sehen. So, das Problem ist immer, bei so einer Convention, es passiert immer mal, dass ein paar Leute auch leider kurzfristig absagen müssen. Ich muss jetzt leider hier umspielen und euch da sagen, dass leider 2, 3 Leute es nicht geschafft haben, nach Düsseldorf zu kommen. Erstmal freut euch bitte nachher auf Claudia Beck, John Bauermann und Colin Ferguson. Die kommen auf jeden Fall. Die werden jetzt nicht dabei sein, weil sie noch unterwegs sind, aber sie werden auf jeden Fall heute Abend bei der Opening hier sein. Dann abgesagt hat leider Roxanne Dawson aus Star Trek Voyager, die hat Drehverpflichtungen, muss leider drehen. Für sie haben wir einen Ersatzgast, den ich gleich vorstellen werde. Dann hat leider mein persönlicher Liebling Trisha Helfer auch noch kurzfristig abgesagt. Sie dreht eine neue Serie, ist seit vorgestern am Set und musste da halt eben leider dann die Convention absagen, weil sie halt am Set gebraucht wird. Dann wird versprochen, sie kommt beim nächsten Mal. Sie möchte gerne hier sein. Sie freut sich drauf und bittet dafür mal zum Verständnis für. Sie ist halt momentan in Toronto und macht dafür einen Aufnahme. So, aber jetzt, bevor es losgeht, einmal ganz kurz die Tubas bitte rein. Wo sind meine Tubas? Denn wir haben ja dieses Mal auch ein Starship Trooper Special. Gut, die brauchen wir noch ein bisschen. So, einen dicken Applaus bitte für die heute Morgen schon wach sind. Paul ist noch next! Okay, Sie schlafen noch. Sehr gut. Haben wir das auch geklärt. So, dann bitte einen ganz kräftigen Applaus für unsere Stargäste. Ich möchte sie euch nicht länger vorenthalten. Bitte begrüßt ganz herzlich aus der Serie Eureka und Star Trek The Next Generation, Matt Fuhr! Das klappt ja.
Das ist sein erster Auftritt, toll.
Okay. Sind die schon da, oder? Ich rede auch gerne nicht. 2 Minuten, okay, 2 Minuten noch ganz kurz. Ja, wer von euch hat denn schon einen neuen Star Trek-Film gesehen? Hand hoch. Ja. Sehr gut. Und? Also ich finde ihn super, ich habe ihn zweimal gesehen, ich war bei der Premiere in Berlin, habe auch Interviews gemacht mit den anwesenden Star Trek-Schauspielern und war dann nochmal letzte Woche Freitag beim Pressescreening. Paramount guckte mich an und sagte, was er schon in Berlin hat. Er sagte, der Film war so gut, der muss ich nochmal machen. Da ist er! Herzlich willkommen, Matt Fuhr! Und aus der Serie 5, Jessica Nicole. Please welcome the stars of Starship Troopers, Patrick Muldoon, Dina Meyer and Casper Verlin. Okay, wer ist denn unser Breakfast-Tour? Hey! Woo! Outstanding trooper!
Fleet rules!
Great. Okay, next one is Ben Bowler from Stargate SG-1 and Fastgate. From Torchwood, Eva Miles, Robert Belton is here from Star Trek Voyager, Ethan Phillips, take a seat please. And from Star Trek Enterprise, Anthony Montgomery and Linda Parr. This is not Anthony Montgomery. Okay. He's there. Hi. Good to see you. And the coolest, funniest, and most loved Klingons of our times, J.G. Hausler and Robert O'Reilly. And our special guest for Hoxton Dawson, Patty Yasutaki from Star Trek The Next Generation, Star Trek Pressekonferenz. And Jim Ashley! First, Jim Ashley and Patty Yasutaki. Please take a seat. Next one, this is Tracy Coco from Star Trek The Next Generation and Star Trek Pressekonferenz. Okay, next one will be Mark Allen Shepard. Is Mark here? Did he make it? Yeah, Mark Allen Shepard! Woohoo! And from Babylon 5, Andrea Thompson. Not here? And our Master of Ceremonies and Anson Hurricane from Star Trek Voyager, Garrett Brand. And Mr. Richard Arnold. And we also have a special guest, David Messina. He is the comic artist from Italy, and he makes the Star Trek comics Countdown to Darkness. He will be also joining the Panini area, so please visit him, get your autograph, and say hello. Okay. Welcome to the press conference of the FedCon 22. Please give me your attention. I'm here.
Where?
So my name is a great jacket.
Oh, hey!
Hey! Okay. Okay. First of all, this is my 17th FedCon, so I'm really proud to be here because coming here is every time like coming home. Because this is like a big family for me. So there are
Troopers coming through! Oh!
So there are some actors here who have joined the FedCon a few years ago, and there are some who are not. So my first question to all the actors who have been not here before. So what are your expectations about this weekend?
I have huge expectations.
Microphone?
Microphone?
I don't really know if it was microphone worthy. I just that I have huge expectations. I've heard a lot about FedCon, and I'm looking very forward to being here and seeing all these fine folks and all the AMI and all the costumes and meeting all you folks here, and thank you for having us.
Okay.
See you tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen.
Anyone else who wants to say maybe some words about being here for the first time? Ben, if you want. Please.
And Michael there.
It's been since before the fall of the wall, since I was in Deutschland. So it's a little frightening. My Deutsch is for club. So if you must ask a question, make sure you ask it in English, because I would be awful at this stage. I keep thinking I know German because it sounds familiar to me, but I don't really understand it. So kind of a frightening proposition to meet 6,000 Star Trek fans and all of them speaking German. But it's lovely to be back in Deutschland, and vielen Dank.
Applaus, please. I'm sorry, they're a little bit tired. Eva, if you want to say some words?
Yeah, I'm just very excited to be here and wave the flag to Torchwood. And I can't promise that John Barrowman will take his clothes off this weekend.
He will.
He will. And yeah, I'm looking forward all year to come to an airport in Düsseldorf. Hey, no, I'm excited, very excited.
Okay, now any segments from the persons who've been here before? Robert, if you want to say some words about your
Hello,
experience.
I'm happy to be back. Last time I was here was in Fulda.
Oh,
And
a long time ago.
The wrong city.
it was an appropriate place to have a Star Trek convention. This is the last one in Fulda. But anyway, I was happy to do my 4 or 5 years on Starscape, and it was wonderful. Had a great time. Johnny, I think Oh, I'm sorry. It's great to be back here. It's actually, for me, not a big deal. I do summer home in Bremerhaven, so being here is just, But
How hot is it?
yeah, I haven't been here a long time. I think the last time I was here, the Dead Sea was only sick, if I remember. Thank you. It is great to be here. And I actually was here in 2005, and it was in Bonn. But right now it's in Düsseldorf, which is a beautiful city, and I look forward to staying here. Thank you.
Hello, I haven't done a convention in a while, and I'm very excited to be here in Germany. I think, were we involved together? We were involved together sometimes last year, so I'm excited to see all the fans and see all the costumes and be in this world again. I've been away for a while. Company works.
Hey guys, how are you? That wasn't rhetorical. How are you guys? Woo! Alright, I'm glad to be back. I haven't been here since, I think, 2007. And it was Cologne Bonn when I did it the last time. First time in Düsseldorf, beautiful city, everybody's been great, although I've only seen the airport, your mall at the airport, which has a grocery store. Come on! That is the best! But I'm excited about being here and introducing you guys 2 miles away. Yes, well, man, I'll talk to you later on, David, about it. All right, thanks, you guys.
Hi guys. Hi. Last time I was here, I was in Fulda as well, and I came from Los Angeles. This time it was a 32-hour adventure from Australia, so I'm really happy to be here with you guys. And Dirk and Manu just put on an amazing convention, so I can't wait to hang out with you all and have an amazing time.
Hi, I'm Robert O'Reilly, and I've never been here before. I'm the traveling companion of J.J. Hertzler. I'm actually his suitcase. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Paul Boomer. I'm also from Australia, and I like coming down here for the farting contest. I've always wanted. I'm the champion right now, and I have some competition here down the road a base. But good to be here for all you Aussies out there. Oh, oi, Aussie, Aussie, Aussie! Oi, 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 oi!
Hi, I was in Düsseldorf
about 9 years ago, I guess. This is the only other time I've ever been to Germany. So it's really great to be back. And this crowd, I thought I had overcome my shyness, but it kind of makes me all shy again. So I guess my task on this round is I promised to learn some German. So hopefully along the way, I can at least interject here and there that I can speak a little bit, a very little bit. But good to be back. Thank you.
Guten Morgen. My name is Tracy Coco, Lieutenant Jay from Star Trek, The Next Generation, and it's my first time here, and I love it, and I thank everybody for having me, and I'm really going to have a good time. I'm having one right now, and I just want to say I'd love to come back and stay. Work, I'll work. Just let me work. Okay, thank you guys.
Guten Morgen, meine Damen und Herren. Mein Name ist Mark Shepard. Ich habe Morn Star Trek Deep Space Nine gespielt. Und das ist nicht mein erstes Mal hier in Deutschland. Ich lebe seit 2002 hier in Deutschland. Und es freut mich sehr, dass ich bin hier und ich bin sehr entspannt, ja? Und es freut mich auf uns, auf dir und ja, die Männer viele Worte, ne? Okay.
Hi, Richard Arnold. Richard Arnold, this is I think my 20th FedCon, at least one or two of them. And I have a new presentation for Sunday, which is the 20th anniversary look at Deep Space Nine. Hard to believe.
On this one? Okay. Got it. Morgan. I'm Garrett Long. I've been to FedCon a couple of times. Yeah, what's up? Yes! This is an interesting year for FedCon. We've had the most cancellations ever, unfortunately. So we want to thank all the actors that were able to make it here. Thank you, guys. We appreciate that. The only thing I can think of is, this is now FedCon 22, right? So it's FedCon 22. If you're into numerology, if you add 2 and 2 together, it comes down to 4. 4 is, in Chinese and Japanese culture, you could say the number 4, but it can also mean death. So it's sort of like that's the... Come on! I know! But with me, it's fun. Exactly. So, anyway, we're really happy to be here. I'm looking forward to emceeing again for the 3rd year in a row. And once again, actors, thanks for making it. Yep. Thank you for all the press to be here. Thank you. Bye, guys.
Okay, thank you very much. Before we start with questions from the floor, we have 3 microphones on the desk. One on the left hand, one in the middle, one on the right hand. So please just, if it's possible, 7 people using one microphone. So it's much more fun. Okay, and just, if it's okay for you. And just 2 other announcements. This evening is a special screening of Starship Troopers. Yes! You better go! At 9 o'clock in the evening. And we have a preview on Sunday morning, 11 o'clock in the morning, Halo 4, Forward Onto Dawn. Yes! A very cool sci-fi movie, so please join if you have the time. Okay, questions please. Anyone of you want to ask the questions?
All right, well, that's great. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Come on, guys. Girls. Okay. Robert, please.
I have a question for Ben Browder. Very nice to meet you again. Is there a future for Farscape? Because the last 2 years there are always rumors about web series and other stuff, and I guess if there's something new to tell, you are the one to ask about.
I hear pretty much the same rumors you hear, and I usually get them after you hear them. The latest discussions that I've had with Brian Henson, which have been in the last year, is that the Henson Company still wishes to do more Farscape. The question will be a matter of timing and finding financing, as it always is the case. So it's not dead in the water. There's still movement, but as to the timeline, I couldn't say. It would be a good thing. I for one would be very happy to do it. I'm sure Gigi would as well, right?
Oh, if you insist. It would be amazing. It would be so awesome to get the old family back together. We had such a wonderful time filming it. It was like no other production I've ever worked on, and a complete blessing. I miss our family.
And old media operative work.
I'm sure there would be a few busted zippers, a few more sticker walls, but we could squeeze into the costumes, I'm sure.
Next question.
Okay, question to Matt Moore and Jessica Nicole. So, how important is now science fiction for your life after your career in this great series?
That will do, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Great to be here in Düsseldorf. I'm a little offended that I wasn't invited last year. Casper came, but that's okay. He was the lead in the movie, and I don't resent him at all. But I'm happy to be here. What was the question?
It's not Jessica and Matt, I'm sorry.
What's that?
The question is to Jessica and Matt, I'm sorry.
What was the question? That was just my prepared. That was just my prepared speech. Nothing for you.
Academy one speech, please.
Oh, you handed me the microphone. Oh my God.
It's jet lag. I think the question was how important is sci-fi in my life and Jessica's life. Jessica, you want to go first? Give me a hint. I haven't actively sought out sci-fi. It sort of found me, but I'm glad that it has over the years, and it puts a different onus on the actors in terms of how you react to things, like how do you behave when the alien is 6 feet away from you. So it's largely a reactive process, and it's great fun to do, and the fans are rabid. So it's fun on a lot of fronts.
Sci-fi is such a special beast, because I know that whatever I do from now on, whether it's like the crappiest romantic comedy in the world, there's going to be a lot of sci-fi geeks in the audience that are rooting for me. Because you follow the shows and the people that were part of the shows, and you're dedicated and you're committed, and it's really incredible, and it feels special. It feels like you made a fan for life, fan/friend for life. So since Fringe was the biggest, longest project that I worked on, I feel really lucky because I got introduced to everybody, and I've been invited all around the world to meet you all. So it's a lovely privilege to have.
Thank you very much. And the next question, please.
Hello, I have a question for Eve Miles. If you are in a new BBC show, it's called Frankie, and from what we have seen, you are playing once again a woman who struggles between her private life and her passion for her work. Can you personally relate to this as a mother of a young child, and are there similarities with Gwen Torchwood?
Great question, thank you. Do I need a microphone?
Do I need a microphone?
Yeah, I do. I think whether you're an actor or not, I think anybody who works full time and is a parent, it's a jungle and it's a struggle, and that's for everybody who has kids. But I'm very lucky to have a very kind of supportive fiance who just kind of really helps out. So when one works, the other doesn't. But yeah, it is a struggle. But the kind of positives is that she comes to set with me all the time, and she has great time. So yeah. I'm hoping that when she's older she realises why I spend so much time in trailers and car parks, that it's the base, nothing else. So yeah, but it's a good struggle to have.
And are there similarities with your role as Gwen in Torchwood too, or between the two roles?
Between Frankie and Gwen? Yeah, the similarities are that they both kind of sacrifice a lot in their personal lives for their job. That's their main similarities, but one is an alien hunter and the other one is a district nurse. So there's a huge difference. One's in leathers, one's in a nurse's outfit. I mean, you know, both kind of kids, but not the same way. Yeah, you know, the similarities. Frankie is a parent. But both characters with huge hearts. I hope that's answered. Is that okay? Thank you.
That's fine, thanks. And next question, please.
Thank you. I have a question for Ms. Jessica Nicole. You are painting, writing, acting. How have you keep up this energy? And aren't you afraid of burning out? Ms. Jessica Nicole.
Oh, gotcha.
Yes.
But first, Patrick has to have it.
Great to be here, everybody.
I think I'm just going to get Patrick to answer all of my questions and the rest of the Comic-Con. You guys are okay?
It's exhausting for her.
I'm really happy to be here.
She also that's good to hear.
Well, okay, so on the show, I was a peripheral character for 5 seasons. No bitterness there. So I had plenty of time to draw and write, and I think I knitted dirty sweaters over 5 seasons. I'm not lying, I have pictures of all of them. And you know, like, when you're on a set, you have so much downtime anyway, that I couldn't sit still. I always needed to be doing something, so I would either be drawing or knitting. It doesn't feel exhausting. It feels like sometimes it was the only thing that kept me going through those really long hours on set. And now that Fringe is over, I have so much more time to do all the crafting and knitting that my little heart could possibly desire. So yeah, it didn't feel exhausting at all. I felt really supported by everybody that was on the show. And we would have stitch and bitches and knitting circles together. Stitch and bitches, it's a thing.
What is that?
A stitch and bitch. It's like a knitting party. So you get your friends together, you get some wine, and you're all working on your projects, and you stitch and you bitch. Thank you.
Hi, thank you.
Please say hello to a special guest. It's our personal from the body, I think. It's Fergal. Please welcome.
What's up, Cat?
Are these your babies? Hey, Dad. Hey, Dad. How you doing, Dad?
What, the Chuck Dicker here? Right now, I'm not going to do it now. Verbal. Working the wide. Where about
I'm scared me, I don't know what I'm doing.
Casper, Nina, and Patrick, what would you say if Fergal would come in with a bunch of flowers and a big letter in his hand with the signs on it, make love, no war? What would you think? How long could he stand against his troops on the left and the right?
I'm gonna let Dina answer this one.
But only because I'm trying to clarify what you said. He's going to
Make love no more. Is it?
Imagine you have the Starship Troopers, and we have the main cast of Starship Troopers, this very great but bloody movie, and then Fergal came in with a bunch of flowers and the letters, make love, no war. How long can he stand until he gets shot?
Or not war. No more?
That's it.
Stop the story. Knock it off. And then, of course, your guys.
Michael Ironside?
What would Michael Ironside say to that? Wouldn't be very happy. Don't leave the microphone with me, you know what happens.
Patrick Muldoon, ladies and gentlemen. He had his brain sucked out in Starship Troopers.
I had my brain sucked out, so I can't really answer the question.
Every man's dream. I'm just saying, every man's dream.
Next question, please.
I would say yes.
Okay. question, Robert.
I have a question for Matt. Going back to the time you did Max Headroom, one of my all-time favorite cult shows, how difficult was it for you at the time to do all this CGI stuff? Could you share some memories with us, please?
Well, at the time, it was before all the CGI stuff, because it was way back in the 80s when we all had bigger and more hair and bigger shoulders. And it was prosthetics, rubber makeup. It was we had a 4.5-hour prosthetics, rubber makeup, and then an hour and a half to take it off. And it was green screen, and so there wasn't any CGI. So if we did it now, it would be a lot easier in that I wouldn't have to get into the makeup, as much as I liked that.
Okay, next question, please.
Hello, a question from Ms. Eve Miles. You did the kidney walk in 2007. How was it, and how does such an event work?
I'm so sorry, can you say that again?
Yeah, you did the kidney walk in 2007.
The kidney walk?
The kidney walk.
Yes.
How does this event work, and how was it for you?
Well, it's a very important event. It was a little girl who was very poorly, and it was in a local town to where I'm from. And the more kind of press you can conjure up for something like that, the more awareness you bring to it, the more money they raise. And I did, and she's doing great. So I'm always proud to be a part of something like that. I think it's very important.
Yes, this is a question for Ethan Phillips. Ethan, are you doing the Borscht Belt Festival again this year?
Ich werde mit diesen eingeladen.
Use the mic.
No, I don't do any comedy.
Well, we know that.
Thank you. Well, I would like to talk a little bit about the work of J.G. Hertzman. I think in many ways it is as profound and powerful as you can find. Now, Bob, tell us a little bit about your life now as you're living and how it's going for you.
Excuse me. Entschuldigung.
Bob, go ahead. Bob's going to share a little bit about
The first time I met Gene in the London area, I walked up to him and I said, Gene, I just want to thank you so much for this great franchise that you've come up with, this wonderful concept about humanity getting along and going out into space and exploring. He looked me right in the eyes. He said to me, he said, "You're standing on my foot." Oh, it's a profound moment.
That works in the first belt.
Okay, next question, please.
Those people down there.
It's a question for Ben. I read that you were a fan of the show before training in it. Is it easier or more difficult for an actor to be a fan of the show before training it?
Oh wow, good question. I grew up as a huge fan of Star Trek, and every afternoon I was looking forward to reruns, and I had an audition for it when Deep Space Nine was starting up. I auditioned for the pilot, and I think I must have been very nervous about the pilot because I wanted to be Spock. When I was a kid, I wanted to be Spock. As I got older, I wanted to be Kirk for obvious reasons. And so I thought the audition went great because I was completely jazzed about it. And I came out of the audition and I called my agent to kind of find out how did it go. And my agent said, well, the casting office called and they said, you're just not a science fiction actor. A decade later, I was doing nothing in science fiction. And when I got the offer to do Doctor Who, there was no way I wasn't going to do it because I had the DVDs. I
I have a TARDIS in my house. Signed by Russell T. Davies, no less. Yeah, so I'm a huge fan of the show, but once you get on set, it doesn't really make a difference, I think, whether you're a fan of the show or not. It takes a minute or two, and you know, when I first meet people I kind of geek out for a minute and embarrass myself, and then they try to move away from me, and after that, it's okay. So I think it's great to be a fan of the show, because you can become blasé about what it is you do, like any job after doing it for 25 to 30 years. You start to take for granted this wonderful opportunity that we have as actors. And when you're working on something that you love, it reinvigorates your love of the work. So I think it's an advantage to be a fan of a show that you go on. It may be a little intimidating, but you know, it's certainly made my year to do Doctor Who.
Ben, talk about the most recent movie you've been in.
The most recent movie I've been in? Ethan and I just worked together in Utah on a science fiction family movie. I'm not exactly sure what the eventual title will be, but we both committed the great sin of all actors. You're never supposed to work with animals, kids, and I include CG in that, and both Ethan and I were working with animals, kids, and CG simultaneously. Yeah, next question.
I have a question for Linda Park. Over here. I understand you've been a pilot recently, you're ordained. Maybe you can talk a little bit about that, what kind of role you're playing in that, and do you already know if you have been picked up? Because right now the astronauts are coming.
Well, it's called Be Ordained, and we will find out. I think the announcement is for CBS, so the announcement will be on May 15th. So everybody, keep fingers crossed for it and good energy. It was one of my favorite scripts that I read for pilot season. Sam Neill is in it, who was my first job in Los Angeles, was Jurassic Park 3, and it was with Sam Neill, and he was very kind to me as a first time, my first job, and I forgot my one line that I had. He was really sweet, so it's so nice to come back. It's possible, it really is. It's really nice to come back and do this with him, and Charlie Cox. Do you guys know who Charlie Cox is? Who's Stardust, The Claire Danes?
Love it. Oh, God, he's good.
Yeah, really good actor. He's on Boardwalk Empire. It's his show, really. And Frank Marshall's executive producer. He's Born Identity. I think Saving Private Ryan. All these movies. And he's it's about a priest who leaves the priesthood and goes back to his New York family, which is very rich, like the Kennedys, and there's intrigue and political suspense, and there's a murder plot, and he joins this firm, which I'm at, and I am a very, very ambitious, sharp-tongued. It's okay, I always play ambitious people. And it's fun. I get to be, saucy, and I don't care what people think about me, and I say what's on my mind, and I make fun of the Bronx, and I make fun of being poor, and it's the total opposite of me, so it's fun to play a character who just has who doesn't care what anybody thinks about her. And so Charlie and I went to school together and kind of were enemies, and now we work at the same law firm together, so hopefully it'll get picked up and CBS will, let us have a go at this. Thanks.
And the next question, please.
It's another question for Eve, obviously. I'd like to know if you want to do more theatre, as you were back in London's West End last year, and now you're doing another BBC drama, obviously, but is there more planned for a stage?
I hope so. Last year was the first time I went back into the West End in 6 years. Last time was the National Theatre, and then obviously kind of torture took over for 5-6 years of my life. So my plan was always to get back to the theatre last year, and along came Zach Braff, and his fantastic plays and comedy, and it stormed the West End, and yeah, it'd be great actually if we kind of came back. I'd like to come back and do that again actually. So yeah, if I've got any time in between Frankie and being a man, it would be lovely to go back and do something in the beginning of next year. It would be lovely. Yeah, thank you. Did you come and see it?
I missed it.
Yeah.
So I want to come back.
You did come see it? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah.
Good.
Okay, next question please. Someone on the right side? Okay, no. Someone on the left side? The nice guy with the white shirt.
Hello, again, a question from Ms. Eve Miles. Yesterday, the last episode of Merlin ended. You were in the pilot episode. How was it?
It was great. It was kind of a brand new concept, and when I realised I was playing two of the characters, not just the one, it was really exciting because I'd never done so much prosthetic work before. I mean, you know, the first time you go into prosthetics and you sit there for 8 hours, it's fun, but the second day you are over it. It's, you know, but it was to play the villain was really great. It was lovely, and Colin Morgan, I mean, all of them, the cast, a delight, and I'm just really pleased with their success.
And you were great.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
Thanks.
And I think he's not the only comic artist here in this room, because Anthony Montgomery created a comic Miles Away. Would you please like to tell us a little bit about it? Sure.
David, Messina, sorry. I can't actually draw, David can actually draw. I just created it, so Miles Away is about a 16-year-old who is on a journey to discover himself, his family. He develops a superhuman ability, allies with 2 alien refugees, and falls into an alien war attached to his family's dark past. So I actually did something for our core Star Trek fans. It launched April 24th, so about a week or so ago at Golden Apple Comics in Los Angeles. It's going to be a graphic novel first. We're in talks right now about doing an animated series, a web series, and the animated series will go for, the goal is 2, 3, 4 years, and then do a worldwide launch to do the live action feature film. So it's, I'm going to do something for all of you guys, and that's actually why I brought it, because I know how loyal and loving the German fans are, and I want you guys to help spread the word about this so that we can have some Miles Away cons and get excited like Farscape and Fringe and all the shows that I've never seen but love so much, and you guys, and love hearing you guys talk about it. So thank you guys for having me here.
And you were doing so well there.
Yeah, thanks.
David, the question is a comic artist. So how long does it take to paint a graphic novel?
It's required a lot of time because we have to work in the same universe of the movie, so I have to wait to receive all the stuff from the Paramount and the CBS, and to do Star Trek Countdown to Darkness, it required 4 months, each month for each book. It was really an hard work to do it, and I'm really proud of the final result.
Thank you. Mark, your German is very great. You live in Germany for a few years because you are married to Tanya and you have 2 wonderful kids together. So please describe it. How important, how nice, how lovely is it for you living in Germany, because so many Hollywood actors moving over to Europe because we have no giant earthquakes here, we have no volcanoes, we have no hurricanes, so it's very safe to live here. Yes. So how important, how nice, how friendly is it for you living in Germany?
Stay in Los Angeles.
Not really.
It's very difficult for me to find work here, but I work on computers. I work with video and art, and I do a lot of different things. So I'm not locked into just one or two things that I can do. I have a degree in biology. I have 9 years in college, and I still have a hard time finding work here. But it's okay. I'm doing things. I just sold my first video clip to NDR for a news story that was last week, 2 weeks ago. And it was just a little short thing, 6 seconds, but it's good to get a start. And I'm doing voiceovers. I did a feature film here. It's still in production after, I don't know, almost 10 years. But the producer is also the director, and he's paying for everything himself, so he works for a little bit, and then he does a little bit more, and he says, don't count on it being finished anytime soon.
And don't forget Winston.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got a couple of things I'm doing on the internet, but it's no big deal. It's something that keeps me busy and keeps me active, and I've got a company that I'm starting a contract with, and we're going to do all sorts of things. I'm not sure exactly how much I can say about that, but I will say more when that develops.
And Richard, you are, I think, the only man in the universe who knows everything about Star Trek. So, what are the best new rumors about Star Trek? Will there be maybe a new television series, or will there be maybe some things released about the next feature film?
Okay, the last thing I like to deal with is rumors, because I don't think...
What do you know?
Well, no, I'm not saying anything that I know, but as far as a new series goes, and I think there are some people here from CBS, at the moment there is just no interest at CBS, as long as Les Movies is there, in starting up a new series, which would be extremely expensive because there's no longer any standing sets. All of the costumes, the props, everything has been sold off. So they'd have to do everything all over, probably $100 million just to start up a new series. So at the moment, even though very, very bright people like Brian Burke have gone in and said, I would like to do a new series, they've passed. They're not showing any interest at the moment. So that's not a rumor, that's a fact.
Thank you very much. You are I guess that's the FedCon for 3 times since 3 years you're the master of ceremonies, probably the best master of ceremonies we ever have. So maybe a question to you. What is your most weirdest, funniest moment at one of the FedCons? I know there are a few because of all the parties, so what is the most funniest, most weirdest moment that you have at the FedCon?
Oh my God. I don't know. I mean, I think a random moment that comes to my mind is I was having a conversation with a German fan, and I was talking about the American phrase, you don't need to bring sand to the beach. And he was like, oh, we have this same thing in Germany, but we say, you don't bring wood to the forest. Anyway, that's all I can think of right now.
Next.
Next question.
And while we're at Mr. Garrett Wong, I have a question. You are the MOC since 3 years. How is it to be MOC?
It's great. I mean, I love being master of ceremonies. I mean, I enjoy talking to all different types of people. I enjoy being on stage, making all the fans laugh, and keeping the show moving. And, you know, it's a great job. It's fun for me. I mean, I love cons. I've always been a science fiction fan since a child. I've been a geek. Watched everything. Star Wars was the first thing I saw, 1977, and after that, I saw everything, you know, that came out. And I just love being here. I think this is probably one of the best convention experiences that any fan or actor can have in the world. That's one reason why I come back year after year. My other favorite convention would probably be DragonCon. So the two top would be DragonCon and FedCon. So for me, it's a natural fit. It's funny because I think a lot of the fans didn't know that I had the capability to be MC, like, you know, what I've been doing, but it's just something that comes natural, and I really enjoy it. I just love being here. So, ich liebe Deutschland. Ja, ja. Dankeschön.
Love the haircut.
And we have time for one last question.
Make it a good one.
It's a question for Yves. I was wondering if you read John Berman's talk, the last one, Exodus Code, and what do you think of it? Because a lot of indefinite, they said that it might be the next season. So what do you think of your character in this book?
Well, just, you know, I will support John Barrowman forever, so yeah, I'm really pleased that he and his sister are doing these books, they're fantastic. And if you haven't read them, I'd strongly advise you to read them because they're great fun. And I think he's actually in talks with people to actually get them made into a series, so fingers crossed, you know.
What do you think of what they did to your character?
Well, you know, it's sci-fi, anything can happen. That's why I love sci-fi.
So please come close together in the middle of this great banner. And the photographers, please. Yeah. Thank you.
Another several hundred.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.